Ellie! Ellie, hurry up. We've only got 5 minutes.
I'll be right down.
I'd like to say a few words about what's happened to me over the past year. You women may not sympathize. You think men have it easy, but that's where you're wrong. Man is a very delicate and sensitive mechanism. If you treat him right, you flatter him and butter him up a little bit, he's good for years. But if somebody rocks the boat, well, you know how it is, men. You work hard for years trying to build a home, raise a family. And then comes one wonderful day when, for the first time in your life, you feel you're a little ahead of the game. Things have eased up at the office. The kids are all set, married or well along in school, or both. And you're raring to go. You think of all the wonderful things you would have done in your life if you just had time. You go fishing. You go big game hunting. You might even climb Mount Everest. Anyway, you're on top of the world. You begin to feel you're a combination of Don Juan and Columbus. And that's just the moment they choose to let you have it. I remember it was just a year ago today. I caught my usual commuter's train. It was late as usual. It was such a beautiful day that I let the bus go by and walked home from the station. It was one of those first warm days in May when everything seems to come to life. I felt particularly well. I was thinking what a lucky man I was, with a nice house all paid for, 3 children all paid for, and a beautiful wife. Ellie!
Oh, hi, Bob.
Hi, boys. Hello, Don. Ellie, I'm home.
Coming.
Ellie was radiant that night. She seemed to be floating on air.
Stanley, what kept you? It's late.
Such a nice day I walked.
Dan.
What's the matter? Can't a fella kiss his wife?
Oh, you won't have time to change. We have to start right away.
Right, where are we going?
Okay, and Buckley asked us to their apartment for dinner tonight. She phoned this morning, said she had some good news.
Oh, Buckley put over the deal, I guess, with the chain stores, huh? That plastic bag of his?
Oh, I don't think that's their big news. I think it's something much more important than that.
More important than that? Why, that means thousands of dollars. I don't know. What could be more important than that?
Something? Nothing. Get my coat, will you, dear?
Yeah.
Night, Tommy. Night, Ben.
Night, Mom.
Kay said she was sorry she couldn't have you, too, but she had to have Buckley's father and mother.
Is Kay gonna cook?
Mm-hmm.
You better take your bicarb with you.
Oh,
no.
Oh, boys, don't keep so
son, your
loud.
jokes get funnier every
Stanley,
year. My
please, I
goodness,
promised her she could go to the movies. Ben, you drop her on your way to the game.
Okay.
Oh, and, Delilah, stack to the dishes until afterwards. You'll miss the first of the picture.
Thanks, Miss Betty.
Tommy, don't study too late. And remember, if the rug man calls, tell him to call again. Damn. What's got into you?
It's spring.
It must be.
Yes, sir, we're in a rut, Ellie. Not that it isn't a pleasant rut, but I think we ought to get out of it. You know, you're a very beautiful woman, Ellie.
Why, Stan.
A very, very beautiful woman. Trouble is, I never see you. Come home at night, you want to know if I've seen the hole in the carpet or whether I'll fix the leaky faucet or something.
Sorry.
Oh, I don't mean that it's your fault, no. I think we ought to forget about it, though. We ought to forget the house, forget the whole thing. Go away and take a trip. No reason why we can't. We're as free as the air. Kind of like when we were first married. Before Kay came along. Only this time we're not broke. We could even go to Europe.
I think we better wait and hear what Kay has to say.
Honolulu. What about Honolulu? That's the place. How about it, Ellie?
We'll see.
Oh, sure. Waikiki Beach. Moonlight on Waikiki. Flowers, ukulele, romance. A bling, bling, blinkety bling, bling. Well, I'm going to call up that travel agency in the morning, find out about those breakers.
Hi there. Hello, darling.
There she was, my Kay, the darling of my heart. I couldn't yet believe she was a married woman. She still seemed like a kid to me, playing at keeping house.
How are you? You feeling all right?
Feeling all right. Look at her. How does she look? Never looked better in her life.
Oh, thank you, Pop.
How's he treating you?
Oh, fine. You miss him?
Don't talk.
Hello.
I was full of the milk of human kindness that night. I even looked at my son-in-law with a friendly eye. I don't say that he was my ideal, but I was getting used to him.
Father Banks, how are you? Nice to see you. How have you been?
Come on in. Don't stand out here.
Do you think we could kind of do away with that Father Banks stuff? Just call me Stanley.
Okay, Stan.
Not Stan, Stanley.
Stanley.
Yeah.
Okay, Stanley.
How about a little golf on Sunday?
Ah, you're on.
Doris, it's wonderful to see you again. How do you do?
Well, Herbert, boy, how are you?
Oh, so.
So. Why, you look wonderful. Doris, how are you?
How are you?
What's wrong with the old man?
It's the spring. It always takes it out of him.
Takes it out, puts it into me, doesn't it, darling?
I suppose you got the same message we did. Some very important news.
That's
What
right.
is it, Kay? I can't wait. You have your cocktail.
Oh, darling, you can't do this to us.
Buckley, you tell us. We're all here now.
Thank you,
But I
Bucky.
hope it is.
I know what it is. Great news, eh, Buckley?
Well, I think it is.
Oh, Buckley, did you tell them and not tell us?
No. I guessed it. You really put it over, didn't you, boy?
Oh, Buckley, he's not right. It's not that horrid contract.
A contract, is that what it is?
Contract, Thousands of dollars.
Oh, and we hoped it was a baby.
Oh, I prayed for a baby, and now to hit this.
Mom, that's what it is. It is a baby.
A baby?
What? A baby? Oh, Buckley, that's wonderful. Oh, congratulations. I'd never seen such excitement. Kay was passed around like a loving cup.
I can't tell you how delighted I am. That's moving more.
Buckley stood by, trying to look modest. He only succeeded in looking slightly half-witted. I grinned and tried to join in, but somehow there was a fly in the ointment. I couldn't put my finger on it, but there was definitely a fly.
Yes, sir. That's the greatest news I've had in years. How about that, Grandpa?
Grandpa. That was the fly. Grandpa. First he steals my daughter, now he makes a grandpa out of me.
I do wish he'd go to Dr. Barnes. After all, he's taken care of her all her life. But I suppose this man is all right, though. Good gracious, November, that doesn't give me much time, and I have a million things to do. Ben, Tommy.
What do you want them for?
I want to tell them. Ben, Tommy, wake up. Tommy, Ben, boys, do you hear me?
Something wrong? What is it?
What's the matter? The most exciting news. Kay's having a baby.
Right now?
No, silly, in November.
Poor Buckley.
Poor Buckley? What do you mean, poor Buckley? You wouldn't say that if you'd been there tonight. He was just bursting with pride. We were standing there telling him how delighted we were, and he just stood there looking sort of cute and shy. Wasn't he cute, Stanley?
Cutest thing you ever saw.
Oh, all right. You're all like you men. Good night, Tommy. Sorry I woke you up. Now, night, Ben. Go back to your books.
Good night, Dan. Good night, Tommy. No need of broadcasting this, you know.
Mrs. Dixon, please.
Ellie, what are you doing calling people up at this time of the night?
Well, will you please ask her to call Mrs. Banks the minute she comes in? I have some very important news to tell her. Ruth Dixon would not forgive me if I didn't tell her right away. You know, I think I'll give Kay a baby shower. We could have it on a Saturday, and you could ask the men to come in after.
Ellie, do we really have to blazon this thing from the housetops?
Huh?
You know, after all, it really isn't our affair.
Stanley, what's the matter with you? I swear you act as though you almost didn't like the idea.
I don't.
Why, Stanley, for heaven's sake, why?
I'll tell you why, exactly why. In the first place, they haven't got room enough for a baby. The little apartment they live in isn't big enough for the two of them, much less a baby.
But they can always...
Second place, they can't afford a baby. Babies cost money. The older they get, the more they cost. What do they think they're going to use for money? You heard him tonight, didn't you? When I asked him if he had the contract, said no. But did that faze him? Oh, no. He just stood there looking cute. And he's the one who's going to be the father. Well, I'll tell you something. If he's got any idea that I'm going to pay for it, he's got another thing coming. I just got through paying for the wedding.
But, Stanley...
And another thing, I think they ought to wait.
Wait for what?
For 7 or 8 years, that's what. What do they know about children? Why, Kay's just a child herself. Here she gets out of college, marries the first guy she comes in contact with. Now she's saddled with a baby.
Stanley Banks, you listen to me. I left school to marry you. Do you remember that? And do you remember when we were married? Of course you don't. We were married on the 4th of September.
What's that got to do with
And do you remember when Kay was born?
The 21st of June.
Exactly. While my class was up there on the platform graduating, I was home having a baby.
Well, I don't...
Oh, Stanley, I know they haven't money and the apartment is small, but those things don't really matter, do they? The important thing is that we're going to have a grandchild. Darling, it's like getting a dividend.
It's like getting a dividend.
Yeah, something comes to you and you don't even lift a finger. You have none of the responsibilities of a baby, none of the hardships. All you have to do is love it. Hello? Ruth? I have the most marvelous news for you. I'm going to be a grandmother.
It's like getting a dividend.
Isn't that divine? Oh, we're so excited. Yes, Kay told us about it tonight.
Ellie didn't seem to mind the idea. Maybe women were different, but when I thought a grandfather, well, I was the guy who was going places. The whole world of adventure was waiting, just waiting for me to give it the nod. And now a grandfather. I thought of the other grandfathers I knew. Why, they were old men. Toothless old codger down the street. That client of ours whose only fun was cutting people out of his will. Those ancient dodos at the club. You'd have to use a stethoscope to be sure they were still living. I didn't belong with them. I wasn't ready for the mothballs yet. Why, I hadn't even begun to live. The only trouble with me was I was a little out of condition. I spent the next afternoon in the gym. Thanks. Oh, that's fine. Thank you. That evening, I felt like $1 million. But the next morning, I felt closer to 100.
Stanley, Buckley's here for your golf match. What's the matter? What have you done?
Nothing.
Here,
no,
let me help you.
No.
Where's the pain?
It's all over.
Whatever did you do? What happened? I'll call Dr. Barnes and get him over here right away.
No, I don't want any doctor.
Stanley, for all we know, it might be your appendix.
Yep, how could it? I haven't got an appendix, and you know it.
Well, I'll get Buckley.
Buckley? If I don't want a doctor, I certainly don't want Buckley.
Well,
Buckley.
I thought he might be able to help.
Help? Don't you think he's done enough? All I want is a hot bath with some Epsom salt.
All right, I'll tell Buckley and be right back.
Buckley. The next week, Ellie gave what she called a stork shower. This is one form of highway robbery not punishable by law.
Yes, Miss Van. Stanley, how wonderful that you got home in time. You should see the things they gave Kay. Everyone was so sweet, they all brought her something.
What else could they do, honey?
Oh, Stanley, you make it sound so sordid. Go on in, Kay's...
Oh, no. No place for a man.
Hi, Pop. Where are you going? Don't you want to come in and see my plunder?
Well, I'll see it later.
Oh, come on.
Miss Stanley, when you're finished, I have something very important I want to talk over with you. I'll be in the kitchen.
All right.
Come on, you come down and see the
Darling, I'll have to go now.
Oh, no, it's over. Talked about some pieces. All right,
Buckley looked like a man going down for the third and last time. But I decided to let him stew in his own juice. Well, what do you want, Mom?
Oh, I wanted to talk to you before the Dunstons got here.
Oh.
You know how worried I've been about how we're going to rattle around in this house after Ben leaves for school in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had a wonderful idea today.
Oh?
I say we ask Kay and Buckley to move in with us.
Ellie, are you crazy?
Miss Stanley, it'd be so simple. We could make a sitting room for them out of Kay's old bedroom and knock through a door to Ben's room, and that could be their bedroom. Then if we put Tommy in the spare room, we could put connecting doors from the bathroom, and that would be the nursery, right next to our room. We could even knock through a door to our room, so if the baby cried, we
Yes,
could...
that'd be good. No, Ellie, no.
Stanley, it won't cost much. I had the contractor over here today. It's a perfect place for the baby, and the wonderful thing would be that if they wanted to go out some evening or even go away for a week or two, they wouldn't have to worry. We'd be right here to take care of it.
Yeah. Now, look, Ellie, I know how anxious you've been to get your hooks into that baby. But the answer is no. I've been all through that, you know, the 2 o'clock feedings and the colic and the measles and all the rest of it, and I'm not going through it again, especially with somebody else's baby.
But it wouldn't be like that, Stanley. It would be fun to have a baby
Yeah,
here.
you can go over and see the baby at their apartment when they get it all washed and ironed. But it's not coming here, and that's final.
Well, you know that apartment isn't big enough.
All right, tell them to buy a house.
They can't afford a house.
Well, they should have thought of that before.
I don't understand how you can be so hard on a poor, innocent little baby.
Mom, Pop, the Dunstons are here. Would you please come out and talk to them? I got to say goodbye to the girls.
Of course. Come on, Stanley. Dora, Herbert, we were afraid you weren't coming.
Well, Ellie. And how's Grandpa Bang?
Well, what's the matter?
Well, I'm a little stiff. I'm going to take some exercise. Well, you're crazy. Look at me, fit as a fiddle. I always say the only exercise I get is in burying the men that take it.
Really, this baby's the best thing that ever happened to Herbert. It's giving him a new lease on life. Sit down, I'll have the log.
Oh, no, not now. You sit down, Ellie. You sit down. Oh, I beg your pardon, dear, because I've got something I want to show you. Kay, Buckley, come here. I want you to see your present. Here, take this out of the way, will you, Stan? Now, we're going to need a lot of room. Here you are, old boy.
What is it?
It's a blueprint. Here, hand me that chair. A blueprint for the future, a blueprint for happiness. Here now, Stan. Just hold that side down, will you? And you hold the other side, Ellie. There now, you two kids. Take a look at that.
What is it?
It's your new home.
Home?
What do you mean?
Well, I'll tell you. I was looking over our house just the other day, and it came to me like an inspiration. That whole west wing, it was the perfect place for you kids. So I called up my architect, and I had him come right out. Here, let me show you. Your own study, your own living room, dining alcove, kitchen, and laundry. And over here, baby's room, nurse's room, and master bedroom. And it's all plenty commodious. Here.
Ellie was fit to be tied. She saw that baby slipping out of her hands.
That means that your living room is 26 by 22. Is that big enough?
And best of all, you'll have 2 babysitters ready-made.
That's right. Well, kids, how about it?
Well, it's wonderful, isn't it, Buckley?
Yeah. Gee, Dad, it's swell of you.
Oh, I'll get that tea now.
Now, you understand, of course, that there's nothing final about these particular plans. I just thought I'd give you a general idea of what it might look like. Now, if you'd like to have your entrance here, well, that can be managed. I'll call up the architect and put him...
It's all your fault. It never would have happened if you'd let me ask them here.
Ellie, I don't get it. You're more excited about this baby than you were about any of ours.
Well, you don't understand. This is the time that Kay needs me the most. I was going to take so much off her shoulders. I was going to help her with the shopping and help fix the baby clothes and fix the nurse.
All right. right, Ellie. If it means so much, have it here. I don't
Oh,
care.
it's too late now. They're going to the Dunstons. We'll never see them.
Don't be silly now.
You heard what Doris Dunstan said. This baby was the best thing in the world that ever happened to Herbert. To Herbert. They're going to take over that baby's body and soul.
Ellie, this is
Don't
ridiculous.
talk
You're
to me.
acting like a...
It was so sweet of you, so wonderful, and we'll never be able to thank you enough, but it's really better this way. We'd only have gotten in your way.
I'm sorry you went to all this trouble and expense, Dad. We should have told you sooner.
Have you already bought it?
Well, practically. We made a deposit on Sunday.
I see.
What's this, Cale? You got a house?
I didn't realize that you were in a position to buy.
Well, yeah, we got a mortgage from the bank.
A mortgage?
What's wrong with a mortgage? I had a mortgage myself until a few years ago.
Oh, tell me all about the house, Kate. Where is it?
Well, it's in the new development, and it's just darling, isn't it,
Yes.
Buckley? It's just big enough for me to take care of easily, and there's a nice backyard for the baby, and Bob and Fliss are going to buy out
Is it
there.
furnished?
Well, no, it isn't, but we thought we could buy some unpainted furniture, and I could...
Oh, you can't lift a finger. You don't have to do a thing. I'll do the whole business. What's it, Mother? More I'd like to know. You can tell me the...
Ellie was off again.
I go down and shop and bring you the snacks. I think you're right about the...
For the next few weeks, I'd stop at the new house to pick up Ellie. She was working time and overtime. Hi, Kitten.
Wonderful. Come on in and see what we're doing.
You look fine.
Oh, no, you don't. You stay out there.
I'm all right now.
What's the matter?
Oh, it was just the smell of the paint.
Well, it still smells. Stanley, make us stay out here till Buckley comes together. You ought to be here any minute.
Let's sit in the shade.
I feel so guilty. Mom's doing so much.
Oh, nonsense. You know, that's the breath of life to her. Where do we sit?
How about over here?
There.
How do you like the house, Pop?
Oh, I think it's just right.
The Harshes loved it. They said they never would have moved if it hadn't gotten too slow with it.
Hmm.
Oh, that must be little Bobby Hart. I'll send it to him. Pop, how did you feel when you had your first baby? Did it make any difference between you and Mom's? I mean, how did you feel?
Well, I felt fine.
I mean, really?
Well, I felt all right. Well, I guess my nose was a little out of joint at first. I'd been high man with your mother for over a year, and then suddenly you came along and took the spotlight.
You must have hated me.
No, I don't think it was that bad. I think the worst time was the first night we took you home, you know. Yeah, I remember we got you home, gave you a 6 o'clock feeding, got you bedded down. Then we must have gone into your room a dozen times the next hour to see how you were. Of course, if you were quiet, we went in to see if you were dead, and if you cried, we went in to see what was wrong with you. I remember lying awake that night thinking to myself, now, what have we got into? Here we were, two perfectly happy people, free as the air. Now we're trapped. Trapped by 20 inches of screaming humanity.
Do all fathers feel that way?
Only know about myself. I remember that morning you woke with the dawn, screaming your head off. And your mother went in to heat your formula, and I went in to see what I could do about quieting you. And I stuck a finger at you, and you grabbed it. Grabbed it with such a grip. From that moment on, you had me hooked.
Oh, I hope Buckley gets over it that quickly.
You have to butter him up a little, you know. Make him think he's still part of the family.
Thanks. Oh, there he is. Oh, honey.
How are you, darling? Oh, hello there. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Well, what new wonders to be accomplished today?
You can see it tomorrow. Take her along now. You'll be late for the party.
Mom, Buckley can help
Well, there's nothing left to do. Your father and I will lock up. Have fun.
Well,
thank
okay,
you.
goodbye.
Bye, Paul.
Goodbye, Stanley. Goodbye, party.
Stan, come here. I want to show you. How do you like this screen? Isn't it a perfectly wonderful shade? We're going to use it in here, and in the hall, and every place. It'll make the house look much larger. And the same thing with the curtains. I got the most wonderful bargain today, $1 million. Look at that. It's enough for all the windows, and this is for the bedroom. Just wait till you see the price. You'll be very proud of me. I'm staying right within their budget. I'm having a marvelous time. There's only one thing wrong. Haven't done a thing about the nursery. I could cry about it.
What's the matter?
Herbert's doing it.
Dunstan?
He was so upset about their not moving in with him, he said the least they could do would be to let him furnish the nursery. He's going to give him a crib and a bassinet and a screen and a chest of drawers. It'll probably all be done in 14-karat gold.
What are we going to give the baby?
Stan.
What are you so surprised about? Didn't you think I was going to give the baby a present?
Well, as a matter of fact, there was something I was looking at today that would make a wonderful present. You put it right in this window, and it keeps the air clean and the right temperature.
Oh,
it's
really?
very pretty and modern looking. It's quite expensive.
What's
but
the name of it?
I don't know the name of it, but it will only
Well,
extend this
where
far
did you
into
see
the
it?
room. Downtown.
You see, you regulate it from here. It controls the air and the temperature at all times, see? No dust, no soot, no pollen. Wonderful. Ellie's idea. I wish we'd had one for Tommy. He probably wouldn't have those adenoids.
It is wonderful. And look, over here. Come here, I want to show you this. Now, you see, you turn it on and leave it here beside his crib. And then you can go out and close the door. And if he cries, or even if there's any change in his breathing, you can hear it from anywhere in the house.
No. Well, they're certainly going to love that.
And here's his combination bath and dressing table. Right? Just the right size.
What is that? What is that?
Oh, that's mine. I thought he might as well get used to it. He'll be going there someday.
Oh, he will?
Oh, yes. As a matter of fact, I've already registered him in the class of 1973.
I'm a Dartmouth man myself.
Oh, that's a good college, too. Now, this bath stand, I want you to notice the height of it.
A good college. A good college. We beat you in football in 1947, 1948, and 1949, and we shall probably... And we have defeated you 5 years running in hockey, and our bobsled team is probably the finest that has ever been developed in the history of the world.
Ellie's made some fresh coffee.
A good... That's one of the funniest remarks you've ever made.
No,
You've
wait
made
a minute.
some
Oh,
funny
no, now listen here.
And you know, scholastically...
Oh, yes, but...
Well, what do you think of our little nursery? Isn't it lovely?
Fine, fine.
The wonderful thing is, most of it can grow up with him. The shelves, for instance. It'll hold his toys now, but later he can use it for his tennis racket. And then,
Ellie was
when
right.
he's older,
They had taken over the baby, lock, stock, and barrel.
and things. Oh, thank you, dear. Isn't that a beautiful racket, Pop?
Mother Dunstan gave it to me. She gave me the whole album.
I remember that I used to listen to classical music while I was waiting for Buckley. I think that's why he whistles so well. Have you ever heard him whistle?
No, I haven't.
Well, you should ask him sometime.
Yes, I will. I certainly will.
By the way, son, what are you going to call this baby of yours?
We've had some terrible arguments about it, haven't we, Buckley?
We've gone through all the telephone books, the dictionaries, the baby books.
Finally, we found a couple of names we both liked.
Come on, sit down here. Sit down. If it's a boy, we thought we might call him Andrew.
Andrew? Who's Andrew?
Well, there's Andrew Jackson and Andrew Nordell, my
And
John.
besides, we like the name Andrew.
And we both like the name Jonathan.
Oh, no,
not
not Jonathan.
Jonathan.
Better
That's
call
what
him
you
plain
said.
John.
Well, we also thought we might call him Michael. That's a good name.
Well, you can't call him Michael. I went to school with a Michael, and he smells.
Well, now, Ellie, just because your Michael smelt, you know, it doesn't mean that all Michaels have to smell.
You know a name that I've loved ever since I first read Little Women. Lawrence, Laurie. Remember how dear he was.
How about Timothy? I think that has everything. Do you like the name of Timothy, Kay?
Well,
Now, Ellie, they've already told you. They've been all through this. Why do we suggest any more names? Besides, the names they have are wonderful. Jonathan, Michael, Andrew, they're all wonderful names.
but you have to think of two names that go together. Andrew Dunstan. That doesn't sound very good, does it?
Stanley, they haven't made up their minds. They need our help.
If I may interrupt, I think you're going about this all wrong. My idea would be to use a family name.
Well, that's right. The first grandson is always supposed to have the name of the paternal grandfather, isn't he?
No, now, Doris, that's not what I meant. I was thinking of my great-grandfather Malcolm. Or, well, say Uncle Wilford.
Well, if we're talking about family names, what about Stanley? Stanley Dunstan. That ought to satisfy everybody.
Well, we did think about that.
No. Now, one Stanley in the family is enough.
You're right. Now, how about Cornelius? That's a family name. And then let's see. There's Gregory and Dexter and David.
Oh, I had some wonderful names in my family, too. Milo and Pennington.
Pennington. Now, that'd be a nice name, Pennington.
We're all talking about boys' names. What if it's a girl? We've got to decide on a girl's name.
Oh, it won't be a girl. Don't worry. The Dunstans always run to boys.
I'm not worried. I wanted to be a girl. I
Oh,
like
now.
girls.
Where you going, darling?
I thought I'd wash the dishes.
Oh, nothing at the store. I'll do
Mother,
them.
please let me go.
You do too much, Kay. You must rest more.
Oh, I don't agree with you. I think some work is good for her.
I think she should have a maid. I'd be
Of
perfectly
course,
willing
I
to
don't
take-
mean she should work if she's tired.
It's this young doctor of hers. I've always said she should have gone to our family doctor.
We wanted her to go to our doctor, too.
There's nothing the matter with my doctor. He's fine. He's wonderful. He told me not to pay any attention to... Nobody seems to realize this is my baby. Mine and Buckley's. You seem to think, well, the way you talk... Well, I'll have you know this. I'm going to have my baby the way I want to. Mother!
Well, now that we've succeeded in reducing her to hysterics, what do you say we get out of here and go home?
Oh, she's just high-strung.
Where are your things?
I remember.
I'll get them. Come here. Oh, thanks.
Huh?
We're going to run along, kitten.
Please come in, Pop.
Quiet. I'll take the things.
Pops, I was horrible. I was terrible. They'll never forgive me.
No. We deserved much worse than that.
It wasn't you. You never interfered, but the others. Mother and Father Dunstan and Moms. I'm doing too much. I'm doing too little. She wants a girl. They want a boy. No matter what the baby is, somebody's going to be disappointed.
Yeah, I think what you'll have to do is have, twins, one of each sex.
Thank heavens for you, Pop. You're the only one with any sense.
Oh, no, I'm just as bad as the rest of them, but I'll tell you this, there's going to be no more of it. It'll never happen again. We'll never gang up on you again, believe me.
Thanks, Pop.
You relax, kid. Now, from now on, it's going to be your way.
And you won't let them make a fuss with Dr. Nordell, will you?
What do you mean, dear?
Well, the Dunstan said they were going down to have a talk with him. Oh, Pops, you won't let them do that, will you?
Oh, of course I won't. What nonsense. He's your doctor. You have confidence in him, faith in him. No one has a right to destroy that confidence.
Thanks, Pops. It isn't their fault, really. It's just that, well, I guess they just don't understand the new way of looking at things. Well, after all, as Dr. Nordell says, birth is a perfectly natural thing, a glorious thing, and one should be conscious every minute so they don't miss a second of it. He believes that a woman should be aware of the wonderful thing that's happening to her. And another thing, he doesn't believe that a woman should be separated from her baby for 1 second after it's born. You should carry it with you, right back to your room and keep it there with you. Sleeping right there with you in your hospital room.
That is a little new, isn't it?
Oh, Pops, that's not new. Primitive woman has always done it. Dr. Nordell was in the Pacific, and he said the women there, why, they were never separated from their babies. They kept them slung on their backs for the first 2 years of their lives. And he said it was wonderful for the babies. He said if he had his way, all of his mothers would do that. You'd carry them on your back while you were doing your housework, and then when it got hungry, you'd swing it around and feed it, and then swing it back again. He says it gives the baby a wonderful feeling of security.
Darling, you're sure that this doctor...
Pops, you're not going to start that, too.
No.
Dr. Nordell is wonderful.
Yeah.
He's marvelous. Well, he's simply terribly wonderful.
Darling, I'm sure he is. I'm sure he is. Kitten.
Oh, thank you, Pop.
I'm sure. Now, you just go to sleep and relax.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good night, Pops.
Good night, darling.
Good night.
Dr. Nordell will be with you in a minute. Please be seated.
Thank you.
I just don't like the idea. I thought we said last night, the Dunstans and all of us, that we weren't going to interfere any more in their affairs.
I'm not going to have my daughter walking around for 2 years with a papoose on her back.
Darling, I tell you, that's figurative. He didn't mean that literally.
Just want to be sure.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm so glad you came. Now I've met the whole family. Mr. and Mrs. Dunstan Sr. were in this morning.
They were?
They were a little anxious, thought Kay was doing too much. But I think I convinced them that she was all right. That's a wonderful daughter you have.
Thank you.
Oh, excuse me. Won't you, Mrs. Banks?
Thank you.
So, what can I do for you?
Well, as a matter of fact, my wife has been a little worried, too. And, you know how mothers are at this time, only daughter and all that sort of thing. I thought the best thing to do would be to bring her down here and let her have a talk with you.
I think that's very sensible. What particularly worries you, Mrs. Banks?
Well, actually, I
Well, actually, it's the whole thing, isn't it? About it all being so natural and everything.
I'm just trying to take away any fear she might have. You know, the fear of pain can really produce pain. But if she understands the whole process, if she has confidence in me, if she knows that I'm going to be right there with her to help her when she wants help, if she trusts me, that's half the battle, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
And then afterward, having the baby in the room with her, I'm trying to persuade my mothers to go back to caring for their babies themselves, feeding them themselves, bathing them, being close to them, instead of handing them over to some nurse. I know that this is a lot to ask of your daughter. It's a full-time job. But believe me, the rewards will be great. Not only for the baby, but for Kay.
There you are, Ellie. I told you. All of your worry for nothing. It's a... Thank you, Doctor. You were nice to give her so much of your time.
It's to my advantage. If I have you with me, then believe me, everything's going to be that much easier.
Well, you certainly have us
Well,
with
thank
you.
you very much,
Every
Doctor.
confidence in you. You can count on
Very
that.
happy
Haven't we?
to have seen you,
Come on now,
Mr.
Ellie, dear. The doctor's busy.
Goodbye.
For the next month or two, everything was peaceful. Too peaceful. I should have known it was the calm before a storm. Ellie, that's telephone, Ellie. Hello? Hello? Buckley. What? Buckley, you know what time it is? It's 2:45.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize. Is Kay there?
Kay? Why, of course she isn't here. What would she... Hello, hello. Buckley, I'll take this downstairs. Hang on. Hello. Now, what do you mean, is she here?
Well, I thought if she were there, I could come and pick her up if she were there.
When did she leave? What time did she leave?
Well, I don't know. I've been out for a few hours. I just got back a little while ago.
Or was it a fight? Did you have a fight?
Well, we'd had an argument, yes. Look, if anything happens to her, I'll kill myself.
Don't worry, I'll do it for you. Did you look around? Did she take anything with her, a bag or anything?
She took her hat box and her umbrella and her toilet case and her toothbrush and her...
Oh, well, don't worry about it then. If she took a toothbrush, she's not headed for the river. Did you call up try anybody else on the phone? Well, you might do that. All right, I'll be right over. Any word?
No.
Did you call her friends?
Everyone I could think of. And the hotels and... I can't wait any longer. I'm going to call the police.
No, wait a minute. Don't do that yet. Maybe we can figure this thing out. Did she take the car?
No.
Is there a bus runs by at this hour? Anybody you think of might have picked her up?
I've covered the field.
Well, then it must be a cab. What's the number?
Fairview 61098. But there's no use asking them. They told me they don't give out that information except to the police.
Fairview 61098.
They said they had to make it a blanket rule. There are too many wives wanting to leave their husbands.
She have much cash?
I don't believe so. I give her money, but she keeps losing it.
Is this the first time she's left you?
What do you mean by that?
Oh, come, my boy. I'm married, too. Now, has she ever done anything like this before?
No. She locked me out a few times, but that's all.
Hello? Hello, the Green Cab Company? Now, I know this is against your rules, but I certainly would appreciate it if you could help me out. Did you get a call last night from 324 Adams Street?
Look, I told you once, it's against rules.
Well, you see, I'm not her husband. You see, I'm her father. And she's expecting, you know, and you know how they are in that condition. Sometimes they do think. If you could find it in your heart to help me, I certainly would appreciate it.
Well, there was a call.
Where did you take her? Thanks. Thanks very, very much. We won't forget this.
Where'd she go?
Home.
Home? Home? What do you mean home? This is her
Oh,
home.
I'm sorry. I mean my home. Come on.
I'll wait here.
Do you want her to come back or don't you?
Yes.
Well, then you'll have to go and get her. That's the first law of marriage. You can't expect any self-respecting wife to come home under her own power. I don't suppose you want to tell me what the quarrel was about.
If you don't mind, I'd rather not talk about it.
Okay.
I don't know whether you know it, but your daughter's got a terrible temper.
I'm sorry.
And this business tonight, why, it's like a child. And a spoiled child at that. She's got to grow up. She's got to be made to realize that she can't go running home to you every time there's something that she doesn't like.
Well, what do you want me to do? Pack up and move? Hi. Forgot your key, I suppose. Why didn't you ring?
Oh, I didn't want to wake up you and Mom. I'm all right. The doctor told me to sleep with plenty of fresh air.
Well, you certainly had your share for tonight, I guess. Come on.
First, I want you to know this, Pops. I've left Buckley. I've left him for good. I wish you'd tell Mom's for me. Ask her not to fuss. It's no use. It's over for good and all. I'd rather not have to talk about it.
All right, kitten. It'll be however you want it, you know. Come on now. I'll have your room ready for you in a jiffy.
Oh, Pops, why did it have to end like this? Everything was so wonderful at first. I felt fine, and everybody was so sweet to me. It takes too long, that's all. Drags out too long. I'm ugly now. I'm clumsy.
Oh, darling, don't say that. Don't you know that you have a beauty now that you never had before?
I know what I look like. I'm dull and stupid. I can't do any of the things I used to do. Now when I need him most, I've lost him. He doesn't love me anymore.
Kitten, you mustn't think things like that. He loves you more than ever. He's frantic with worry. Well, he just said to me if anything happened to you, he'd kill himself.
What do you mean? Did he call you?
He's right out there now.
Oh. I suppose he told you everything.
Didn't tell me anything. Just said you had an argument.
An argument? That's wonderful. Do you know what it really is? There's someone else, Pops. He's found someone else. He goes off and leaves me every night and tells me he goes to the office. But it isn't true. I've called the office and he isn't there. He's in love with someone else.
Don't. Please. We'll talk about it tomorrow. You've got to get your rest now. I'll send him away. I'll send him away. She's here. She's been asleep. I wouldn't try to talk to her if I were you in the mood she's in now.
Did she say why we had a fight?
Yes.
Well, look, I'd like to say something. Just for the record. It's not true. Not a word of it. I've been working every night. After all, you're going to have a baby. You know, I want to give him. She said that she phoned me twice there. Nobody answered. Believe me, it must have been just a few minutes I stepped out for a cup of coffee. I told her this again and again. She won't believe me.
Well, you ought to have more sense than to argue with her at a time like this. You know she isn't herself.
Well, I'm not myself either. Look, I even thought of having a man call Kay and tell her. And I said to myself, if she doesn't believe me, she doesn't believe me that I'm working like crazy night after night for her and the baby. She doesn't take my word for it, then it doesn't matter. It's finished anyway. It's off.
Right,
it's finished.
Right. Now, wait a
off.
minute. Wait a minute. We'll all talk about this in the morning when we've had some sleep.
As far as I'm concerned, there's nothing more to say. Yeah, I use your phone. I'd like to call a cab.
I'll drive you home just as soon as I get Kay settled.
Thanks. I'd rather take a cab.
Suit yourself. He's calling a cab.
I suppose he denied everything.
He told me his side of it.
Well, you don't believe him, do you?
Darling, I only know that he really loves you.
Oh, that isn't true. He doesn't love me. He doesn't care whether I live or die. Oh, I never should have married him.
A little late to think about that. Come on now. You really must get your sleep, darling. Come on now. I'm going to get...
Forgive me for interrupting. Your phone is out of order.
Well, that's ridiculous. Now, Lord. Hello, operator.
You take him home, Pops. I can take care of myself.
Operator.
You're not supposed to carry things. You know that. I'll take them up.
We don't need your help, do we, Father?
No. Here, I'll take them.
You don't have a room for her down here, someplace you could fix up as a bedroom?
There's a couch in the living room. She wants to try that. Find it a little hard, maybe.
You know you're not supposed to walk up and downstairs. Another thing, she's supposed to drink 8 glasses of water a day. She forgets. So if you could remind her.
I'll try.
And her exercise. Dr. Nordell wants her to walk 2 to 3 hours each day. An hour in the morning and an hour in the afternoon. And we usually take a walk in the evening. And she's supposed to be in bed at 9:30.
I'll try and remember.
And the calcium pills. Did you bring your pills?
No, I forgot.
I'll go home and get them.
Won't it do in the morning?
I'll give them to your father when he takes me home. Down in your shoes.
Hey, really, but you don't...
You know you can't do them yourself.
Oh, Buckley. Buckley, what's happening to it?
Haven't you heard? We're having a baby.
Stanley! Stanley! Stanley, time to get up. Wake up, sleepyhead.
As the days went on and nothing happened, the tension mounted. Buckley watched Kay as if she were a time bomb.
That's our book. Oh.
What is it, Kay? What's the matter?
Oh, I reneged. I had a heart in my hand all the time. I don't know what I must be thinking about.
As November came and the great event drew nearer and nearer, we all waited with bated breath. Is that the phone?
No, dear.
Well, I guess I'll get a little air.
Stanley. As long as you're going, would you give this to Kay?
Kay? Who said anything about Kay? I never could fool Ellie. But I hoped I could fool Kay.
Stanley.
Hello.
Come on in.
Hi. Is this a beautiful night? You see those stars? Mom sent me over with this.
Oh, thanks.
Come on, open it up. Don't mind us men.
Let me take your coat.
Oh, I can do it. All
Well,
right.
at least let me help you.
All right.
I'm glad you came by tonight. She's awfully low.
Anything wrong?
No. She's just nervous. I wish you'd talk to her.
Oh, it's lovely.
What is it?
It's a beautiful bed jacket. Isn't that pretty?
Oh, you certainly are going to knock their eyes out at the hospital.
I'll go pack it right now.
Kay, now that your father's here, you won't mind. I'd like to get some cigarettes. You don't have to run right along, do you?
Oh, no, I can squeeze out a couple of minutes, I guess.
I won't be long. Hold everything till I get back.
You look wonderful, kitten.
Oh, I feel fine. It's just Buckley. I wish you'd talk to him. He's so jittery.
What's he jittery about?
Oh, he's afraid that, something will go wrong.
Shouldn't feel like that. Of course, I can't tell him that it's going to be easy for you. It may not be, but I do know this, that when the time comes, you mothers seem to have a courage and a strength you never knew you had.
I hope so. Oh, I hope so.
As far as anything going wrong, the doctors and the scientists have been working for hundreds of years now so that you and your baby can be safe. Nothing's going to go wrong. You know that, don't you?
I know. Oh, Pop. I wish it was over.
It will be soon, darling. And I'm sure that when you hold your baby in your arms, you'll think it was worth anything you went through.
Aren't I silly? It's like the first day you took me to the dentist.
Every night we put our clothes where we could grab them in a hurry. We were like members of a fire brigade, ready to jump at the first alarm. Well, it'll happen almost any time now, huh?
I suppose so. Sometime within the next 2 or 3 weeks.
2 or 3 weeks? I couldn't live like this another 2 or 3 weeks. Hello?
Sorry to wake you, but I just brought Kay to the hospital. Huh? No, I don't know anything yet. The doctor's with her now.
We'll be right there.
Stanley, you can't do that. You've got to really dress. There's no telling how long we'll be down there. Do you remember to put the razor in your pocket?
The razor?
Yes, your electric razor. Then it doesn't matter where you have to go to shave. And a clean shirt. Wait, Tommy, please. And I guess we'd better wire Ben. So you can phone the message in. Well, I must remember to tell the wire breakfast in case the baby's born by then. Stanley, please hurry. What kept you?
Well, I'm just getting dressed. I have to get my clothes on.
I'll drive.
Oh, no. Come on.
If we don't hurry, the baby will be born before we get there. Come on.
Maybe we won't. We'll never get there if you... Don't go so fast, Ellie. We're in a business district. Ellie, then. Slow down a little bit. Ellie, for heaven's sake.
I had the right of way.
Keep your eye on the road.
Your tie's on crooked. Fix it.
Ellie, gasoline! Come on now, Ellie. Pull over here. Let me drive. Come on.
Stanley, be careful.
No, Ellie. You can't make it. There's a train.
Will you relax? You're making me nervous.
You realize what you've done? You've broken every regulation in the book. You've passed everything on the wrong side. You've gone through red lights. You've exceeded the speed limit.
I know, but this is an emergency.
For the first time in my life, I long for the sight of a motorcycle cop.
Park it, will you, Stanley? What's the matter? What happened?
Nothing happened. It was a false alarm.
I'm sorry we brought you all this way.
Oh, no, it's all right. Nothing at all.
Good night, darling.
Good night, dear.
Good night. I'm sorry.
Is that your car, the gray one over there?
Yes, it is.
Was something wrong, officer?
Yes, lady, there is. He's parked in front of a fire hydrant.
After a week, the strain became too much for me. I decided to take a sleeping pill. We'll be right there. What?
It's already here. It's a boy. He arrived just a half an hour ago. Huh? Okay, he's fine. The doctor says everything's just fine. Yeah.
It's wonderful. Wonderful. Give her our love. Give her our love. Ellie. Ellie. Remind me to tell you something in the morning, will you, Ellie?
Tell me what, Stanley? Tell me what? Stanley, wake up! Tell me, is it something about Kay? Stanley!
It's a boy.
Oh, Stan! Oh, isn't that wonderful? A boy.
I wondered if they were crazy, or was I? He looked as old as Methuselah to me. All he needed was a derby.
Oh, boy, we'll be seeing you soon. Yes, sir. Look at him smile.
Isn't he a darling? Who do you think he's like?
He looks exactly like Kay.
Like Kay.
Oh, I think you're wrong there, Ellie. He's a Dunstan through and through.
What are they going to call it?
It? Call him, son. Him.
I believe they're talking about calling him Herbert. Oh,
I believe they are.
Oh, Herbert, isn't that wonderful? I hope you don't mind. I mean, since you're the maternal grandfather, I was
Oh,
afraid
no,
you
no.
might
Oh, I should say, I know. Matter of fact, I think Herbert is just the name for him. I admit he looked a little better by the time Kay got him home.
Perfect.
Look at him. Did you ever see anything so good? Tudum, tudum, tutum, taken. When is he going to be christened?
In 5 or 6 months, we want to wait for Reverend Galsworthy. Come on, Pops, you have your picture taken with the baby.
Oh, no.
We've all had our pictures
No,
taken.
not me.
Come on, old man.
Oh, please, Pops, come on, just do it for me. I want pictures of the two of you together.
Yeah, we'll sit him right here. How about that, my boy? Is that all right with you? No?
He's smiling at you. Hurry, Sam.
Oh.
Catch him just like that.
No, I just...
There we go.
Oh, no, don't give him to me. No, you sit down.
Now go on, smile at your grandfather.
See, it's no use. I
Go on,
told
turn
you.
him around. Turn him around so we can see his face.
Move him
Come
over
on,
here.
turn him around.
That's
That's it. That's it.
No, see, it's... look. Look, take him, please. Please take him.
Stanley, what'd you do to him?
What do you mean? I didn't do anything to him.
I think he's tired. We really must go.
Oh, by the way, Stan, I had this made up for you. It's a photographic record of the baby from the day he was born. Here, look at him here. And then wait. And take a look at that. And here. Isn't it amazing? Well, he changes it every day.
Not to me, he doesn't.
Coming, dearest.
Here, put it in your pocket. Show the boys you know.
Goodbye, dear.
Goodbye, darling.
Goodbye, Stanley. Take good care of our Dwight bid boy.
Come here.
How about a great big drink? Yes, dear.
Come in. He's quiet.
Oh, no.
now.
Oh, no. Now, look, it's no use, you know.
Pops,
You just...
it didn't have anything to do with you. It's just that, well, there were so many other people around him. It scared him. Come on. Boy, isn't he? He's going to smile. Oh, come on in. See, everything's all right now. He's not scared anymore, is he, darling?
Now you've got a nice man here, and you're going to give him a big smile because you're a good boy. Now look who's come to see you.
Who is that, huh?
Well,
Who is that? Is that your grandfather? Look. Oh, honey, you terrible child.
What's the matter? What happened?
Nothing. He just took a look at me.
That's so funny. He's such a good-tempered baby. The doctor said he'd never seen a baby with such a wonderful disposition.
Oh, I'm sure.
And it isn't because you're a man. He was smiling all over the place at Herbert.
Well, now, come on. Let's blow. Let's blow.
Pops, we've come to apologize. We want to say that we're very sorry for being so rude. Now, you tell him you forgive him.
There.
Come on now, honey. Give him a great big smile. Tell him how much...
Oh, it's all right, darling. He's gone now. It's all right. The man's gone. You know what I can do? It's your tie. If you just take off your tie.
No, Ellie, I'm not going to take off my tie. It's a perfectly nice tie, and I happen to like it. It was a present from Tommy, and I'm not going to take it off just because he doesn't like it.
Oh, Stanley, the way you talk. He's a baby, an innocent little baby. He doesn't know what it is that disturbs him.
He is not an innocent little baby. He's an individual with very definite likes and dislikes. As an individual, I respect his right to have likes and dislikes, but I also reserve the right to have a few of my own. From that time on, I gave him a wide berth. It was live and let live between us until one weekend 6 months later. This the bank's house?
Well, yes, but, what...
tomorrow. The thing I had feared had come to pass. He had invaded the sanctity of my home.
Hi, Pop.
Hi, Kay.
You have a visitor. It's all right with you, Pops, and you don't mind?
Oh, no, I'm delighted.
He's nice. Pops really is. It's just that, well, you two got started off on the wrong foot, that's all. And I thought, well, if I left him here for a couple of days alone with you...
Alone?
Well, I mean, I won't be here myself. I'm going to Boston. Buckley has to go there and see Mr. Wellsford, you know, the chain store man, and he asked me to come, and I said I couldn't leave the baby, but Mom said to go ahead and that she'd take care of... Oh, Pops, I know you're going to love him, just as soon as you get to know him. He has been a little strange. Oh, there's my taxi. I got to run.
Yeah.
And remember this, Pops. If he so much as lets out a peep at you, you have my permission to spank him, and spank him good.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye, Mom.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Stanley, is that you?
Yes, it's me.
The most wonderful thing has happened. I thought you'd never get here.
Yes, Kay told me.
Oh, come up and see him. Quick, quick. Of course, we're not quite organized yet.
Well, where is he? I don't want to step on him.
In your bureau drawer over there.
What is that? Well, that's my dress scarf. Well, what are you doing with my dress? What's going on? Look at here. What are you doing with my...
What'd you do?
Well, he's eating my scarf.
Oh, that's all right, dear. It's clean. It can't hurt him, can it, my darling wooden
Does he have to be in that particular drawer with all my shirts?
I took the shirts out there, right there. You can put them back now. Well, lovekins. Who's a lovekins? Oh, Stanley, it's so wonderful having a baby in my arms again. Who's a sweet boy? Who's an angel?
Look at the shirts.
Who's going to sleep in a nice big room?
Is he going to sleep in this room?
No, he's going to Tommy's room.
Where's Tommy going?
In the Ben's room. I want him right here so I can hear him if he cries. You know, he's good, but strange house and everything. No mommy or poppy, but he's going to be a good boy, isn't he? Of course he is. I'm sorry I can't go to the Dixons, but you're going anyway. I phoned Ruth, and she's delighted to have an extra man. It's all set.
Yeah, well, I'm not going.
Oh, now, Stanley.
No. Not going without you. They're your friends.
Oh, that's ridiculous. You can't eat here. There's no food in the house. Of course, there's last night's cold lamb, if you don't mind waiting on yourself.
Where's Delilah?
She's making up Kay's room.
Who's going to sleep in Kay's room?
You are.
Now, look.
Stanley, it's
Look,
the only
look.
room in the house where you can't possibly hear the baby, and I promised Kay you wouldn't be disturbed.
Everything's ready, Miss Bain.
Oh, good. And Delilah, would you mind taking these and sterilizing them? You can use the canning pot.
You don't have to tell me. I remember. Mr. Banks, isn't it just wonderful having a baby in the house
Oh,
again?
just wonderful. Just wonderful. Great.
Oh, let's get the foot out. That's the boy.
All week I look forward to Sunday morning. No alarm clock, no train to catch, no office, just uninterrupted slumber.
I just had to let you see him. He's so cute.
What time is it?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Well, go back to sleep, dear. Bye. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Sunday afternoon, I'd counted on a good 18 holes of golf. But Ellie thought the baby and I should get together. 45 minutes later, he finally corked off.
Here's your ball. Here, boy. Stop, man. Come on, now, let's get over there. Let's do it right. Come on. What kind of a game you playing?
They were nice kids. I was having a good time.
Look, come on, choose sides. Thank you. You want to watch that dribble, get that.
It was a good game. I was wondering whether or not to tell Ellie about it. She'd probably think I was crazy playing ball with a lot of kids.
You think you're going with it? I'm sorry.
I suddenly thought maybe Ellie came and got him.
Don't you worry. He's with your father, so he's all right. You should see your father.
Hello. Hello, is anybody here?
Anybody here? Hello, 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 hello. Officers, has anybody turned in a baby here? I've lost a baby.
Is it your baby?
Oh, no. It's my daughter's baby. It's my grandson.
Where'd you lose him?
I lost him in the park. It was in the park and in his carriage. I left him for a second. When I came back, he was gone and the carriage was gone.
You say you only left him for a second, eh?
Oh, well, maybe a minute. I don't know, 5 minutes. You know, some kids were playing soccer, and I went to watch them, get kind of interested.
And you forgot your grandchild.
Well, I guess I did for the minute.
That's fine. That's wonderful. They give you a child of mine, and you run off and forget him. What's the matter, Jack? You losing your marbles?
Oh, wait a minute. This kind of talk is... Did you understand what I said? A baby has been lost. A little baby has... Why don't you do what you're supposed to do? Do something. Get on the television. Teletype or whatever you do. Describe the baby. He's 5 months, six months old, wearing a little white... Well, you know what babies wear. And he's got on a little cap, I think.
Would you know what color his eyes are?
Brown, blue. I don't know.
But you are sure it's a boy.
Yeah, I don't blame you. You haven't said anything to me I haven't said to myself. My daughter's home now waiting for the baby. I don't know what to do. I'm going crazy. I'll do anything. Look, I'll big reward, whatever I have to do if you'll just help me.
Well, it just so happens we picked up your baby.
Oh, thank God.
But it wasn't any 5 minutes you were gone. It was nearer a half an hour.
Yes, sir. Where is he? In here?
Yeah. Just a minute. What's your daughter's phone number? I'm going to call her up and check with her.
Oh, no, don't do that. Please don't do it. Don't do it. You don't know. I couldn't stand it. I couldn't face my daughter. Please, I promise you I'll do anything if you'll give me the kid. I'll take him right home. I won't stop anywhere. I promise you.
Well, I'll talk it over with the boys. They've taken quite a fancy to this kid. If they got any idea you weren't treating him right, you'd never get out of here alive. All right, boys, they've come for him.
I dreaded the moment when he'd see me. I knew if he started to cry, I was cooked. I said a little prayer. Don't let him cry. Just this once, don't let him cry. Come on, son. We're going home. Come on. Well, that's my boy. That's my boy. From that time on, I was his pigeon. The day of the baby's christening came at last. He was the center of a little world. His grandparents, his parents, and his godparents, all of us gathered together for the solemn occasion. I couldn't help feeling we were ganging up on him, pinning the name of Herbert on a poor, defenseless child.
Suffer the little children to come unto me, and forbid them not, for of such is the kingdom of God.
Funny how I had resented the very idea of him when Kay first told us. I was furious at both of them. Making me a grandfather. It seemed to spell the end of my life.
And
now I couldn't imagine life without him.
of our Heavenly Father, now and forevermore.
We were coming to his big moment. We all watched him with bated breath. How would he behave? When the Reverend Galsworthy took him in his arms, would he be terrified? Would he cry? Not that baby. To him, the Reverend Galsworthy was just another face to be explored.
Name this child.
Stanley Banks.
Stanley Banks, I baptize thee in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Amen. We receive this child in the congregation of Christ's flock, and do sign him with the sign of
Stanley Banks, my grandchild.
He shall not be ashamed.
My first grandchild.